Blizzard Entertainment's upcoming game, Overwatch 2, is stirring up a lot of excitement and anticipation within the gaming community. The company has been largely tight-lipped about the details of the game, but we do know that it will be a standalone title rather than an update to the original Overwatch. Overwatch 2 is set in a new, futuristic world and will feature a new storyline and characters. So let's take a look at some of the possible new faces we'll be seeing, shall we? First up, Junker Queen. Overwatch fans have been waiting for the arrival of the Queen of Junkertown to the game's roster for years. Even Blizzard themselves straight up teased her appearance to the roster of playable heroes, but she has yet to make her debut. However, a recent leak suggests that the company is in the works prepping her to make an appearance in the upcoming sequel, Overwatch 2. The leak comes from a player known as Féfé Münch, who claimed to be sharing information that they received from an anonymous source. Keeping this in mind, this rumor should definitely not be taken for granted. Regardless, if this information ends up being true, that means Junker Queen will be a part of the roster for Overwatch 2. According to Féfé Münch's anonymous leaker, Junker Queen's main weapon would be a shotgun-like device called the Scattergun, much like Roadhog's primary weapon. Her secondary weapon is claimed to be a sword that can cause enemies to bleed, meaning they will lose health over time, as well as being able to be thrown like a boomerang. Her other character abilities include a battle cry that gives a buff to her and any teammates nearby, a carnage move that causes any enemy unlucky enough to get caught in its way to bleed, and a passive self-healing ability in the form of an adrenaline shot. For her ultimate move, the leaker claims that she can prevent all opposing characters to be unable to heal. Making your opponents unable to heal is quite a broken ability and will most likely cause enemies to retreat, helping your team make an offensive push onwards to the objective with little resistance. This leak seems to suggest the Junker Queen will either be a tank or a support character, although it could be a mixture of both. So until Blizzard makes a statement about her character themselves, any leaks and speculations should be treated with a healthy dose of skepticism. Next, Mauga. The Overwatch comic series introduced fans to a new talent character known as Mauga. Although being referenced in the comics isn't grounds for being added to the game, the comic went very in-depth into the details of his character. Even aspects like weapons and abilities were also explained. The comic also revealed that he is a close friend of Baptiste, a playable character in the game. The comics describe him as a tank with a large stature and incredible strength, which allows him to dual-wield miniguns in each hand, which is cooled by the large tanks on his back to prevent them from overheating. While making a guest appearance on a stream from his office in Blizzard HQ, CEO Jeff Kaplan said that Mauga was initially meant to be Overwatch's 31st hero, explaining that the reason for scrapping him was because they weren't satisfied with his design at the time. He went on to explain that they really didn't want to betray the character of Mauga and that they didn't want to betray the game design, so they had started brainstorming with the idea for a character that made more sense with the abilities designed for him. Jeff also revealed that Mauga was in fact in development as a playable character. However, the game design for what eventually became the character Sigma was too intelligent for someone with a personality like his. He concluded by saying they have big plans for Mauga's character. Although this isn't much to go, it basically hints at the fact that he may be a hero one day. Up next, Recluse. In a very old piece of concept art for Overwatch, which fans finally got a decent look at during Jeff Kaplan's DICE talk in early 2017, the center of the image showed what appeared to be a laser-shooting half-spider, half-woman character who was the only unidentifiable character in the shot. Who she is hasn't yet been revealed by Blizzard yet, and any question about her identity has been promptly ignored. Another concept art also showed her, this time with her spider legs appearing to unfold from a device on her back. The character Bastion can change into different forms depending on how you want to play him, so maybe she too is a configurable character. To calm our bonfire a tad, both pieces of art are from as early as 2014, with the second clearly depicting an Overwatch that was far edgier than the version that came to life. Many recognizable characters can be seen there, but equally, loads have been totally changed since this time. She also showed up as Recluse during the Overwatch Archives panel at BlizzCon 2017. To slow it down a notch, both of these art pieces are from very early concepts back in 2014, when Overwatch was intended to be far edgier than the one we see today. Many old characters have been changed or scrapped since then, so she could possibly be one of them. Having such a massive presence on the battlefield in the artwork, as well as her formidable design, would make her character be more understandable if she was a boss character rather than a playable character. Now we have Alejandra. This one is more of a prediction, but it is a theory that the community has come up with a lot of explanations for. Her first appearance was in the Soldier 76 short Hero, with the focus being on her rather than 76 himself. Many players think that this may be a hint that she'll she'll get inspired by him and become a hero. Some fans even theorize that she and Sombra are the same character, considering they both have connections to Dorado. Although this likely may not be true. With Sombra's unreliable stories about her life, who knows? However, there is a significant problem with the timelines, as her age was never verified. The youngest member of the team is Diva, who is 19, and it looks like Blizzard won't be adding any characters younger than that. But considering Overwatch 2 takes place in the future, it's possible that she's now all grown up and is old enough to join the team. If Alejandra is an upcoming character, there's still some time before she can join the roster. Her character hasn't been built up as much as the others, and there are still some stories left unfinished. Even her voice actress, Brigitte Cali, explained that she couldn't say much about the future of her character. Some players took this as a sign that she and Sombra are in fact the same character, but they both have different voice actors, so it's likely not the case. If she wasn't just teasing, we might be seeing more of her in the future. It would be nice to see her in the game though, with Soldier 76 acting as a sort of mentor figure to the aspiring young hero. Now some other possible characters. While these previous 4 characters have some evidence behind their eventual addition to the Overwatch roster, there are also some characters from outside the games that may be added in the future. From references in the game itself and the short films to appearing in the comic series, here are some characters that fans theorized might be added to the game in one way or another in the future. First, we have Rosa. Rosa is a child character introduced in Symmetra's comic, who has her face burned badly by the Vishkar Corporation's violent machinations. Having a backstory like that makes for a badass character introduction if she eventually does end up getting added to the game. She gets just enough screen time to possibly be a future hint. A hero out for blood to bring down the corporation that left her scarred both physically and mentally. Who said we have enough dark broody characters in the game? Maybe she and Reaper could be best buds. Next, Soundquake. As mentioned by Timmy, one of the 2 brothers in the Overwatch Museum, in the first cinematic trailer, he was described as a villain who could shoot missiles from his chest. It has been revealed that Soundquake was a villain who had given the original Overwatch team a run for their money. Having a reputation like that could warrant a mention as an enemy boss in the story mode of the game at least, if not becoming a part of the roster. And then we have Sven, an engineer and former friend of Torbjorn, who was the villain in Torbjorn's comic that survives their fight after repurposing a Titan unit into a weapon of mass destruction. Since Overwatch is in need of more villain characters, and the fact that he and Torbjorn clearly have some unfinished business, it's a possibility that we may see more of him in the future, like a boss or maybe even a playable character. That's a wrap for this video. Are there any characters you're looking forward to seeing in Overwatch 2? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.